also like the trail itself.
Yeah.
With the edging and stuff. So,
Yeah. Wow, look at that view.
yeah.
7 years ago, we were contacted by Eric Meyer, who's there in the back, who was with Cobb County at the time, working for then Commissioner Lisa Cupid, saying that we were going to try to build this trail at this site, and would Trust for Public Land be willing to work with Cobb County to do that. And that was the beginning of a conversation that led to us partnering with the Atlanta Regional Commission, with the City of Atlanta, and embarking on a vision which became the Chattahoochee RiverLands. A vision for 100 miles of parks up and down the Chattahoochee, from Beaufort Dam all the way down to Chattahoochee Bend State Park. New parks, new trails, water access, ecological restoration. It's quite an ambitious vision.
It is always a treat to visit the beautiful Chattahoochee River, and today we celebrate that many more will be able to follow in our footsteps. This project is the first phase of the Chattahoochee RiverLands, as was discussed earlier, vision to connect communities to the river and preserve it for generations to come. In preparing these remarks, I learned the name Chattahoochee comes from the Muskogee language meaning painted rock, likely referring to some of the granite outcroppings common in this part of the region. And the name serves as a reminder that the river has been a significant historic, ecologic, and cultural resource for thousands of years. When we cut the ribbon today, Phase 1 will open a multi-use trail along the river between the northern banks of Nickajack Creek and Veterans Memorial Highway next to Discovery Park. It includes sections of both paved and unpaved trail, timber boardwalks, concrete pavers, decorative rock boulders, bicycle racks, and much more. Between Phase 2 of this project, Trust for Public Lands, Regional Trailhead, and future projects along this corridor, I look forward to seeing the vision of the Chattahoochee RiverLands become reality. Thank you.
Well, today is truly a momentous occasion for our community and for District 4. On behalf of the residents, I am thrilled to stand before you as we celebrate the ribbon cutting for the Chattahoochee RiverLands project. This visionary initiative spans 100 miles of greenway, pedestrian pathways, and multimodal trails that showcase the natural beauty of the Chattahoochee River. Here in South Cobb, we are proud to contribute 2.7 miles of this transformative trail, particularly within the new city of Mableton, creating connections that extends to our neighbors in Atlanta. This is more than just a trail. It is a healthier, more vibrant, and connected future. Improving our quality of life is one of my top priorities when I ran for office. And this project is a shining example of how we can achieve that goal. By providing access to one of Georgia's greatest natural resources, the Chattahoochee River, which we are creating opportunities for our residents and visitors to connect with nature by improving both physical and our mental well-being. I am especially excited about the economic potential this project brings. Communities with amenities such as parks, trails, and rivers naturally attract commercial and residential development. The RiverLands project will not only enhance our area, but also draw visitors to nearby attractions like Six Flags Over Georgia and Discovery Park, which we're sitting in today, and driving growth and fostering a strong local economy. In closing, I want to echo my earlier sentiment that the Chattahoochee RiverLands project is more than a trail. It is a catalyst for economic development, community connection, and transformation in South Cobb. I am inspired by what we've accomplished and excited about the brighter future ahead. Together, we are building a stronger, healthier, and more connected community. Thank you for being here today to celebrate this milestone with us. And as always, thank you for the privilege of your time.
At the Trust for Public Land, as you all know, we strive every day to connect everyone to the outdoors. We keep the community at the heart of this mission, and we work with partners such as counties, elected officials, Mableton Improvement Coalition, and those in the Chattahoochee Working Group, and so many others to make this mission happen. And we bring a nationwide cohort of experts and experience from across the country and philanthropic funding to endeavors like this all across the nation. Standing here today with all of you on this amazing new addition to the Metro Atlanta Trail System, in a place that seems worlds apart from the hustle and bustle of our vibrant region. I cannot help but remember the first time I was ever here with Cobb DOT, Eric, and a cohort of consultants. Many of you are here today, Scape and Gresham Smith and others. It was a warm spring day, and we didn't get to park at the trailhead like you guys did. That trailhead was just tangled of pine trees and privet, right? We had to park at the industrial lot, hike our way, hack our way with machetes and clippers to get to here, and it took, I think, the better part of a couple hours to get here, and we were wet and sweaty and tired and exhausted by the time we got to Nickajack Creek. We were here because TPL, Cobb County, the City of Atlanta, and the Atlanta Regional Commission, along with the Chattahoochee Working Group, had recently embarked on a mission to try to imagine a way to unite the 19 metro Atlanta cities and 7 counties between Buford Dam, 50 miles upstream, through the heart of the metro Atlanta region to Chattahoochee Bend State Park, 50 miles downstream. We were here because Lisa Cupid had dedicated the first funding to explore how to bring South Cobb to its river. We were here because Cobb DOT had identified this site as a model. Could this site answer the question, can the metro region do what Cobb was poised to accomplish? Could the Chattahoochee River indeed become the connective tissue of this through this diverse region? At the time, I will have to admit, I had a very hard time imagining how we were going to do this. How were we going to find a connective space along the river? But visiting the site for the first time, 2 things occurred to me. I was struck first by the hidden potential of utilizing unknown utility corridors along the river, and a little seed of hope sprouted in me that we could accomplish this through the whole 100 miles. I was also struck by the notion you should not need a guide, a machete, and a pair of boots to get to the river. We embarked on the ambitious Chattahoochee RiverLands planning process in October of 2018. Through nearly 2 years of public inquiry and region-wide investigation, we all of us, many of you here, proposed a series of greenway trails stretching from one end of the region to the other that connects parks, public lands, landmarks, overlooks, kayak launches, a series of public amenities into one seamless new public realm for the metro Atlanta region. In 2020, the Chattahoochee RiverLands study was published, and this vision holds the potential to redefine this region, to reimagine where and how we want to live, work, and play. The Chattahoochee RiverLands is more than a proposed system of trails and parks. It is intended, in fact, to introduce this region to its river and to each other, and to the outdoors. I am so excited today to stand right here on the spot with not boots and no machete in hand, because here is a down payment on the Chattahoochee RiverLands. This is the first ever fully realized expression of the Chattahoochee RiverLands. It expresses all 4 of the overarching guidelines. It sets the bar for the next 99 miles of Chattahoochee RiverLands. This simple trail in this amazing setting unlocks the potential held within this book. It takes a great idea and makes it into a reality. We're not stopping here. Trust for Public Land has partnered with the City of Smyrna, Mableton, Cobb County, and a host of others to expand this section of trail from Riverview Landing up in Smyrna to Mableton Parkway downstream. We at TPL call this 3-mile section collectively the RiverLands Showcase Project. This 3-mile section of Greenway Trail, parks, and the ecological restoration projects along them will further demonstrate what is meant by Chattahoochee RiverLands. It will set forth a new paradigm for Cobb County and the greater metro Atlanta region. I hope that this project becomes, no, I know this project will become a beacon of civic pride for those it serves. It will define the model for the entire 100 miles of Chattahoochee RiverLands. Today, I invite you each to pause, take a moment, and absorb the wonder of this day and of this place. Take some mental snapshots. Make some memories and store them into your memory bank, because at each subsequent ribbon cutting over the next several years, 30 years, I want you to ask yourself and compare your memories there to your memories today. Are we maintaining the bar that we set here today with this project? I hope your answer will be a resounding yes. I look forward to seeing you all back here at the Chattahoochee RiverLands as more sections of the RiverLands are completed as more opportunities to connect everyone to the outdoors, to each other, and to our river unfold. Thank you all for your time today, and thank you for allowing me to take a trip down memory lane with you all.
This is an exciting day, isn't it? I know we've asked a lot of you to be out here in these 40 balmy degrees. I know we've asked a lot of you to be out here on a Monday morning. We've also asked a lot of you to be out here after Thanksgiving. But we have so much to be thankful for, don't we? This is outstanding, and it's a testament of what can happen with some vision and with some money and with some people who are already dedicated to making sure that they're connecting nature to the citizens of Metro Atlanta. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the many partners who are here, many of them which have been recognized, including our elected officials. Glad to see you. Our state representative is out here, Terry Cummings. I also see representation from Warnock's office. Thank you for coming out today. And again, our congressional leaders have been of great support. But I do want to make sure that I thank Eric Meyer. See, I can take a lot of credit for this. I was the commissioner out here, but it was Eric Meyer, who was our planning director at DOT at the time, that told me about this cool opportunity that was right here in my backyard. I lived in the Six Flags area at the time, and I knew about the Chattahoochee River because when my parents moved here in the mid-90s, we used to go running in East Cobb along Columns Drive and the Chattahoochee River over there. And I really wish I brought my father with me today, but I chose a close second. I have my twin sister, Vanetta, who's here with me. Raise your hand, Vanetta. We used to go running along the Chattahoochee River, and never did I think it could be accessed to where my family of now, my husband and my two boys were. And I remember it was kind of a brisk day, maybe a little bit like this. And Eric told me to get ready to come outside and to walk along what would be this new Chattahoochee RiverLands trail. And so asking me to do anything quickly at that time was a bit difficult because I was homeschooling two young elementary age boys at that time. But I packed them up, and they had a homeschooled friend that lived in the neighborhood. And we came out and we walked this trail. And Eric, who else was with us? It was
Well, we had the other visit with George and Woodrow.
Yes, it may have been. I remember that visit because we got stuck in the mud on that visit. I think they felt sorry for me, and they said, "Oh, we need to go ahead and open this trail up."
One of your sons not wanting to have the crawfish in his hand as I handed it to him.
Yeah, it was a little bit too much nature at the time. It really was. We weren't urban, suburban family at the time. But I remember walking, and when I saw the riverhead, that's when I knew that we had to make this happen. And I just want to thank you because you were not an elected official, but you were a staff member who was involved with the Chattahoochee RiverLands efforts, and you saw the vision. And you helped me to see it by bringing me out here that day. And I was very committed to sidewalks at the time. And I wanted all of my money to go, all of my DOT money was to go towards sidewalks. I think my former DOT engineer, Lihia, would know that, and Russ Ford, who wasn't here. But you told me to save at least $1 million for this project. And I couldn't understand it at the time. I think I said it better be something good. But again, when I came out here, it all made sense. It really did. And it's amazing how we cobbled funds to make this happen. I just can't believe what we did and how we were able to garner the support not only of TPL, the Woodruff Foundation, I believe, came with us during that second visit, and then others came on board. I mean, this is truly unbelievable. And while this trail is going to connect communities across Metro Atlanta, it's also connecting people of varying socioeconomic backgrounds. We are not far from South Atlanta, from Martin Luther King Drive. And again, we're not far from where I lived in the Six Flags area. And we had opportunity to have access to the same amenities that our counterparts did across the metro area. So it not only meant a lot to build this trail out, but to have this be the first trailhead of the Chattahoochee RiverLands site. So I want to thank TPL for that investment in this community. Please help me in thanking you. This project, again, is a testament of what can happen when we work together. This will provide a beautiful outdoor space for our residents to enjoy. It's going to serve as a connection point, again, for our surrounding communities. As we celebrate this milestone today, just take in the beauty of this trail. We have so much development going on in Metro Atlanta. I heard our official bird is the crane. But yet, we get to take in a little bit of nature here today and preserve it. And a lot of that preservation work, again, didn't start with me. I remember my first preservation meeting that I went to, and it was actually being facilitated by the Mableton Improvement Coalition, who I see over here. So I want to thank you for even just thinking about what our community could be if we were to preserve the outdoor elements for everyone to enjoy. Please help me in thanking them. Again, I want to extend my gratitude to the Trust for Public Land, to the all the foundations. I want to name one, but if I name one, I'm going to have to name them all, and I can't because there were so many partners involved in this. But I want to thank all of you who are here today for making this an invaluable asset to this community, not just for all today, but for generations to come. If you wore the proper walking shoe attire, I hope that you take some time to at least explore a little bit before you leave here today, so you get a chance to experience a little bit of the joy that is going to be here again for this community for years to come. Thank you again, and let's get this ribbon cutting started. Thank you.
3, 2, 1, cut. One, cut. Perfect.